Philippines, Tzu Chi volunteers deliver COVID-19 prevention materials for 40 hospitals. A foreign spouse from Indonesia helps neighboring families in Taiwan community. Welcome to Diet Headlines. I'm Joyce Ho. Thank you for joining us. In the Philippines, more than 5,000 people are now confirmed with COVID-19. Tzu Chi Philippines chapter continues to deliver epidemic prevention materials to 40 hospitals. Tzu Chi volunteers are hoping that the equipment will keep the frontline medical professionals safe as they fight the pandemic.
I'm sure that a lot of people, our frontliners and also the patients, will be benefit from all of this.
Each ambulance represents a hospital. They're waiting in front of Tzu Chi Jingsi Hall to receive epidemic prevention supplies. A protective clothing and an N95 mask can protect the medical personnel against contracting the virus.
The main challenges that we are facing is the availability of what we call the personal protective equipment. In my hospital alone, we are consuming around 600 to 700 personal protective equipments every day because this PPEs needs to be changed every shift that all healthcare and frontliners use in direct contact with all patients with COVID-19.
The medical staff is not alone in their fight against the epidemic.
Tzu Chi has that good heart and kind spirit always to extend help to the needy. And we are so fortunate that we are one of the recipients of the help and the services of Tzu Chi Foundation.
Will truly help our hospital and of course our frontliners in taking care of our COVID patients.
Volunteers provide the medical staff protective gear, hoping they will stay safe and healthy as they safeguard the lives of the patients.
Tzu Chi Dallas chapter in the United States are supporting neighboring communities by providing face masks via a drive-through system.
The COVID-19 pandemic is very serious now, so you cannot necessarily buy the masks even if you have money. However, Tzu Chi Dallas chapter has prepared masks for the community, together with a letter of consolation.
大家都知道，实际所有的 donation 95%。
We all know that 95% of all the donations to Tzu Chi comes from the Chinese community, so we are paying back their support.
华清人过去的护持。
3 right， 谢谢。来，我放哪里？放这。对。好，谢谢。
我们是发那个口罩给人文学校的老师。
We give masks to the teachers, the volunteers, and the students' families of the Tzu Chi Academy by using this drive-through, so they don't get off their cars and we have no contact with them.
The masks are not only given to the students' families, but also to the doctors on the front line.
Everyone knows that hospitals need masks, so many people donate masks to hospitals. But after the hospitals got them, the hospitals don't give the masks to the doctors. The hospitals simply keep them in the hospital. However, the doctors in their clinics can't get these masks and protective equipment.
The volunteers supply with what they need. The word peace on the envelope becomes their most sincere blessing.
Tzu Chi Foundation marked its 54th anniversary on April 16th. While COVID-19 is still spreading around the globe, Tzu Chi invited volunteers from all around the world to join the simultaneous online prayer with the Jingsi abode in Taiwan.
The moonlight shines on those who have awakened or who are still asleep. Today is the 54th anniversary of Tzu Chi, and the volunteers hold a major simultaneous online cultivation. It is still nighttime for countries in Southeast Asia, but the volunteers in Indonesia, Vietnam, and Cambodia have gone online at 3 in the morning.
Hari ini bangun pagi.
I got up early for the cultivation and to listen to the master's teachings.
Dengar ceramah master.
这一次也是药师经法会，
We had the Medicine Buddha Dharma Assembly, and we prayed the world be free from any calamity and the epidemic will end soon.
I couldn't understand the sutra, but I know that through this method I can pray for everyone to survive this pandemic.
Thailand Tzu Chi volunteers gathered at the Jinshi Hall after the curfew was over at 4 in the early morning. Tzu Chi volunteers in their thoughts send their love to the Master through the internet.
Master Chen, I love you.
I love you so much.
There will be no distance if we have love.
Mozambique volunteers gather under a wooden canopy. Because of the time differences, New Zealand is the first overseas country to go online at 11:30 p.m. Taiwan time. New Zealand is in lockdown, so the volunteers can only pray at their own homes.
Taoyuan District Tzu Chi volunteers joined the global online cultivation last Sunday at home, Jinshi Hall, offices or recycling stations. The sewing volunteers also listened to the Dharma teachings while working continuously on the face mask production lines.
Sewing volunteers were making cloth masks with skillful hands while listening to Tzu Chi cultivation worldwide broadcast attentively.
I just listen here without going in. I stay here to make masks while listening.
Now because of the epidemic, the demand for masks is huge. It just happens today is the cultivation day and internet connection is available. So I just listen to the cultivation while sewing masks.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Taoyuan District gathered at Taoyuan Jinshi Hall, Baide Jinshi Hall, Fuxian Recycling Station, and Yong'an Liaison Office to learn Dharma teachings. All locations were limited to 100 people. Everyone maintained a distance and wore masks, ensuring a good health condition before attending.
I cannot concentrate at home, but if I'm here, everyone has a spirit of listening Dharma teachings.
Yesterday, we have already placed the seats 1.5 meters apart.
Some volunteers stayed at home to join online cultivation on their own and have the opportunity to share with family members.
Family members can also join the cultivation, so the blessings can be even bigger.
Although we cannot go overseas for vacation, we can have more time to stay with our family at home.
The epidemic of COVID-19 has disturbed people's life, yet Tzu Chi volunteers try their best to maintain their cultivation.
Despite her own family's difficulties, the Indonesian woman Pong Li-xia is cooking meals for neighboring elderlies every day. Tzu Chi provides meal subsidies to encourage her to carry on the altruistic actions.
I need to break this into pieces because Grandma cannot chew as she does not have teeth. This is for Grandma. There are two of them. I need to get the key. Sometimes it is not locked, but sometimes it is locked. The bowl is for you. Go eat it. Yes, eat it. Ask your mother to come out. Come, I'll support you to get up. Okay, I got you. Okay, go. Go slowly. You need to go slowly as you've just woken up. Sit down, you can eat this. I'll bring you tea. Thin noodle, rice noodle, and noodle. I cook different food. If I cook noodle now, I'll cook rice noodle tomorrow and thin noodle the day after that.
I
think they're very kind-hearted. I see that they're full of love, so we want to be like them. We cannot help other people. We can only help those we can reach. I think just let it be. You know what? As long as we can live, everything is fine. I cannot compare myself to the rich people. I cannot. When my child's father was hospitalized, he was in senior high school. I cannot remember whether he was a senior or not. The teacher reported our case to Tzu Ji, so they started visiting us once a month. After a while, we got to know them well. After that, we've become like a family. They've helped us pay the tuition fees.
For over a fortnight, Taipei Tzu Chi volunteers delivered 5,000 vegetarian lunchboxes to the medical personnel at Taipei City Hospital to promote vegetarianism. Sparked by the volunteers' loving actions, the hospital's director of the Administrative Center, Chen Jingling, visited Bade Recycling Education Center to learn more about Tzu Chi.
For half a month, city volunteers have been delivering vegetarian lunchboxes to Taipei City Hospital Zhongxin branch.
谢谢师兄师姐为我们准备美味的午餐，防疫做回来，谢谢有你。
Many doctors and nurses are nicely surprised when they open the lunch boxes. They videotape and take pictures of the lunch boxes. One person wrote a note saying that it is better than the food for the emperor. Another person said he has gained weight.
Some colleagues placed notes into the clean, empty lunch boxes. It's like elementary school students exchanging letters. They want to express their feelings to the volunteers.
Although we have stopped providing vegetarian lunch boxes, it is not an end, but a beginning. We hope you will continue to embrace vegetarianism. Going meatless can be simple and healthy.
They work very hard. Like respiratory therapists, ER personnel, and other staff members have worked very hard. I hope people can be more considerate of them.
The good affinity has led to more kind thoughts.
It is an affinity. We have contacted Chi this time. In fact, I have been looking for such affinity. I want to feel why the power of love exists.
The administrative center director of the hospital has visited City Recycling Education Station. She has felt the passion of the senior recycling volunteers. In the future, there might be more opportunities for them to work together.
A parent from the Kedah Tzu kindergarten in Malaysia, Guo Wenyu, was inspired to become a vegetarian after watching a documentary on the meat industry. Now having raised 2 children, vegetarian from birth and grown up in good health, she is even more convinced that her decision to be vegetarian was the right choice.
I think I went to a Buddhist temple and saw a compact disc and took it home, showing the cruelty of killing animals. The next thing that I thought that was disgusting was the food they were preparing were actually dead animal corpses. If I just imagine people eating people, since then I've become vegetarian.
人吃人，所以我从那时候起就改成素食者。
我是周木君，我今年6岁。
I'm Zhou Mujun. I'm 6 years old and I have been a vegetarian for 6 years. I've been a vegetarian ever since I was in my mother's womb.
65秒就好了。我孩子出世以后，我有给他们喝母奶。
After my baby was born, I gave them breast milk, but I don't have much breast milk, so I brought infant soy milk powder. Then as they get older, they mix it with rice flour to drink.
牛的牛奶是给
Cow's milk is for cow's baby. Goat's milk is for the goat's baby. I'm a vegetarian baby. I drink rice milk.
是宝宝，我喝五谷粉。
做面还是豆腐。孩子能不能吃素，其实就是。
Can a child be vegetarian? In fact, parents are the key because we prepare all the food for our children. Of course, we should pay attention to balanced nutrition because, after all, it's very important for children to grow. I took him to Linjiang's Jade Dragon Snow Mountain, and he seemed to be wearing slippers, right? No socks. I remember that he didn't have a problem, as he's not afraid of the cold.
我曾经跟我妹夫聊过，为什么
I once talked to my brother-in-law about why being a vegetarian. I didn't expect that he would become vegetarian so soon.
吃素以后哦，那个皮儿啊，他的身体啊有什么不一样？
You need to say my poo-poo is nice.
船上跑了4个半小时，他觉得吃素的、吃肉的人，感觉做运动好像都是一样，没有影响他不能做运动。
I'm so happy for you both.
姥姥带我去巴沙。
Grandma took me to the market and I saw them killing a chicken and eat bread. I think it smelled and scared me, as I hope everyone will come together to be a vegetarian.
大家一起来吃素。
Tzu recycling volunteer Jiang Yuanyuan from Suzhou, China, is an orchid cultivator. Due to COVID-19 this year, the demand for orchids were low and an excess of flowers are now in full bloom. Instead of them going to waste, Jiang Yuanyuan is exchanging orchids for cardboard boxes to promote recycling actions.
Because of the COVID-19 epidemic, demand for orchids has decreased during this floral season, with many producers finding no outlets for flowers, creating the risk they have to be dumped.
Every year when we harvest these flowers, we give it to the wholesalers. But now we have your wedding this year, so I thought about promoting recycling and sorting by Tzu. First of all, I don't want to waste these flowers and prevent them from being thrown away, and then I want to promote recycling.
Exchanging flowers for cardboard boxes has aroused public interest.
Well, you are actively responding to our activity. You brought so many things for us.
This is from my family. I've thrown away some of them. Thank you. If I knew earlier, I would bring even more items.
A love of flowers and recycling led her to promote this activity, which immediately led a group of local residents to mobilize and visit the orchid garden to organize them into bunches and bring them back to the community for everyone to collect.
I think this is a very good activity. Cardboard boxes don't take up much space if they're properly packed away. And then when I come, I give the boxes to you and I get a flower. It's a win-win situation.
I feel the flowers are more valuable. I feel like the flowers are also smiling at me.
With these beautiful orchids, some people are able to brighten their home life, with some even giving to the epidemic prevention staff who are full of gratitude and blessings. These staff are also very grateful for their vegetarian lunch boxes.
According to the governmental regulations in Taiwan, public art displays shall be regularly assessed and maintained. However, with the number of public artworks expanding to an average of 300 new cases each year, it is now more difficult to sustain such work.
In this bustling metropolitan area, this island in the middle of the street is a place where one's mind can rest. There's an oversized bird cage here, which is surreal in its design, as it does not contain the bird, but actually contains a full-grown tree.
Originally, there was a tree growing over there, which represents the fact that it's not easy to find a space dedicated to art or sculpture. I thought about an inherent need between people and environment in this urban space. The birdcage is the city which surrounds the tree of life, meaning that our residents can be protected. But at the same time, the state of people is being constrained by the city.
The artwork, the garden outside the cage, is now more than 20 years old. At that time, such interdisciplinary art was not that popular. It was very progressive. It utilized parts of landscape art, environmental awareness, painting, sculpture, public works to create a new aesthetic. However, during periods of typhoon damage, in accordance with the public art regulations due to natural environment and man-made external forces, must be regularly repaired within a 1-year period of time.
During maintenance, I changed the color of part of this installation. I interspersed color like this so it became brighter, and the color of the birdcage also changed to become a little brighter, so the whole feeling is very fresh. It's like another new work. The life of the work has been extended for a longer time. You can still have a feeling that it's a living work, and I feel that releasing the energy of the art makes it special.
Another classic public art, Belisha Beacon, combined a crosswalk indicator and a creative artwork, such as what appears to be the shape of a zebra's body cut in half. The sense of humor the artist wants to convey is intriguing, but because there's literally no distance between it and the public, it has been subject to repeated graffiti.
Maintaining public art may not be so easy because there are many different authorities involved. For example, the original sponsoring engineering agency and the current cultural authority may have different views on the maintenance of artworks, differences from the perspective of urban development. We hope that public work projects in the future will not only propose plans for installation, but also extend through subsequent maintenance. For example, public art funds should be allocated for maintenance of public work to extend its life over a set period of time. But when public work has lost its originality or uniqueness, we should also consider removing it.
Is there a withdrawal mechanism for the art? Of course, for example, after the public art has been installed, after 5 years, one can go assess local authorities. The cultural bureaus or cultural departments of the local county and city governments can investigate individual cases, engage the response by the general public. They will review and evaluate sustainability of the work or relocate it. At the same time, it's very important to obtain the understanding and permission of the artist. Public art is a symbol of regional culture and the city. It's also an emotional experience and potential memory for citizens who interact with such art.
Staff from Tzu Chi's 4 major missions deliver their best wishes and sincere prayers for the Foundation's 54th anniversary. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.